Hey everybody, try dying to live here, Kerbal Space Program, and it's part 2, I guess. Let's resume our progress. We've made it to the moon. Let's see, here's Mun 1. Mun 1, that's good rhyme. And so now we are going to do some interplanetary stuff. Risky, risky! Eve is our first target. And since Eve since Eve has a thick atmosphere, I'm gonna try to do a return mission. I probably will fail, but I'm gonna try to do a return mission, and I'm gonna try to do my Eve landing entirely with parachutes, thanks to its thick atmosphere. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. But we'll see how it happens. If you hear background noise, it's because my family's in the background. They're watching Bubble Guppies, Mrs. Try Dying to Live, and Kritzkrieg, my son. Mrs. Try Dying to Live is not actually watching Bubble Guppies. She's doing other things, but Kritzkrieg is intently watching it while eating his graham cracker and standing up on the couch. Sit down, sir. Thank you. But anyways, when we come back, we'll try our mission. Alright, so we are testing out I guess this will be our landing and return vehicle. So right now I am testing to see if the vehicle fully loaded, if the parachutes on it are enough. I'm actually going to go ahead and just take my parachutes and move them. We'll move them here. So we're going to wait until these burn out, eject them, and then launch our parachutes, see if this will be enough. We'll wait until we actually start going down, though. We won't do it while we're going up, otherwise we could flip all over crazy. Be nuts. And we're still moving up, but that's okay. This is just to see if we can safely land with parachutes. Come on, turn yourself around. Kind of fighting it. Alright, so we're moving down now, so we'll figure the parachutes. So parachute should kind of steady us a bit. Hopefully we don't get parachute ripping offage, which is a terrible, terrible thing. We are moving downward. Slowing, no, we're speeding up, never mind. We're going pretty fast. A lot faster than I would normally like to be going at this speed if I were doing a landing, so. But thankfully, Eve's atmosphere, I believe, is thicker. So if this sort of works, it should work on Eve. And this should give us a full rocket pack to launch with. And so then I think I'm going to try launching with this, see what happens, if we land safely. This should be pretty flat here. Well, maybe getting in some of the hills, but it should be pretty flat here. 2,000 meters. We're actually falling faster than that? Weird. How is that debris not falling faster? Okay. Parachutes opening. Excellent. Oh. Beautiful. Look at them parachutes clipping together. And so we are actually slowing. We're not moving at all. That's really good. Do I have a way to deactivate these things? No. So I probably need some sort of decoupler to eject them from. Now the question is, will the decoupler be strong enough? Yeah, the decoupler is going to be necessary, and also, of course, landers. Boom, boom, boom. Well, that's all right. That's not too bad. If you heard a big explosion, I'm very sorry about that. For whatever reason, if you turn the sound all the way off, it still has explosions, which, for whatever reason. So, that works. As long as we have landing legs, that'll be good. I lost all of my engines, so I can't really test to see if the parachutes are now gone. See, I don't see them at all. So I'm assuming they're gone. So I'm not going to worry about the decouplers. Worst comes to worst, we'll launch and we'll go whoops, and we'll be trailing either parachutes behind us or we'll rip our ship apart. Worst comes to worst, we all die. So, whatever. Alright, well that was a good, successful test, and so I'm going to keep building, and I'll be right back. Alright, here it is, Eve 1. We'll see how this works. Basically, it's a ton of rockets. Most of them are vectoring. I've got some these fancier things that are supposed to work better in space. We'll see how they work. Just try them out for the fun of it. This, I changed this a little bit. I added an extra stack here because I used this silly little thing for the return to Kerbal trip. And I added these guys here, of course. And so hopefully it'll still slow me down enough. I'm counting on a thicker atmosphere. I think it's thicker, as well as these guys' ability to kind of withstand just a little bit more force. And you don't know what's going to happen. So we're gonna make our first attempt. Maybe it's going to blow up. Maybe we'll make it this episode. Maybe we'll have to do another episode to get to Eve. Maybe it's not all that hard. Alright, so I'm going to spin around here, make sure that we can clear the tower. Sort of. And when the game initiates, let's see if it... Alright, so our ship did not crumble instantly, which is good. So let's turn the SAS on. All the way up, and we'll see if we can clear this tower. Go! Clear the tower! Oh, that's close. Alright, we cleared the tower. My computer's still holding you together. Woohoo! And it's actually going up, which is nice. We're burning through... You see all these outer ones, the fuel is just flying through, and the reason why we're just flying through the fuel is because all the rockets that are firing right now are sucking from these outer two tanks. So it's really, really sucking fuel right now. But it's speeding up pretty good, which is nice. Let me check the map. Looks pretty good. That was kind of a weird looking thing there. Let's see here. Got some debris out there. What is this debris? Is that from Mun 1? Yeah. So it looks pretty good. Not very up. It's not accelerating up. It's quite like you might want. You know, I'd like a couple hundred meters per second right now. But we're pretty low, so the air is thick. And the rocket's really big, so it's going to be quite difficult. But we're picking up speed pretty well. My computer's holding together, which is good. Between the recording and the actual everything else, let me get the whole thing in view. It kind of makes it difficult sometimes, but it looks pretty good. I'm hoping, actually, I don't know how far through these things are. Did they just go out? No. Did they? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Okay. I was like, you're not done yet, are you? I'm hoping these guys will get us, you know, maybe 15, 20 kilometers in the air. It's not looking so good, but we're going pretty good. So those engines are done. Go away. Thank you. And are we... Oh, we are decelerating. So that is an issue. That's an issue. We weren't high enough. We weren't going fast enough to overcome the weight of the rocket. This upper stage here is massive. It really is big. So I was hoping for a bit more. What could we do? Oops, bumped my microphone, sorry. What could we do to change that? We're still burning through fuel pretty good. When these guys go away, it's going to be an issue. So we're basically hovering now, and we're slowing down. So we're heavier than we need to be. I don't want to make this up here much smaller. Man, we are literally hovering. That's bad. So we could do some solid rockets. Might be a little difficult. We're going to go up finally? Nope, we're going down. We are going down. Alright, well that's okay. That's okay, that's what tests are for. So... Man, that makes things hard to see when you're going down like that. Alright, we are... I almost need to burn through the fuel quicker, which seems a little counterintuitive. My rocket may be too long. Too much weight. It's too much weight for this. But just barely too much weight's the thing. So we're actually starting to accelerate upwards again. We're not going upward, but we're starting to gain some speed upward as we burn through fuel. I might need to get rid of those space rockets. Those ones that the inner ones, you can't see them now. Let me cancel this flight. Those inner ones, they don't burn well at atmosphere. They're basically fairly useless. But once you get out into space, they're supposed to be better. I'm still sort of experimenting with them. Let's see here. Where are they on this thing here? Nope, over here. They are... There we go. You know, at 1 atmosphere, they're 220. In the vacuum, they're 800. So the less air they are, the more powerful they are. So right now, they're not doing me anything, but I was hoping not to actually make them useful now. Now, I suppose I could add another... set of rockets out here. But I think I'm going to try some solid boosters. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll be back. Alright, here it is, and it's beautiful computer lagging glory. Changes made. The ship should be in the, I should say we should be at the right date, at the right time for this to work out well. Hopefully it's going to work out okay. Looks pretty good so far. We're going to have some twisting here, but it's actually going to be able to accelerate and kind of escape some of the negative forces that caused us issues before. So we're already over 100 meters per second, which is fine, except it's really the altitude that matters. I have no clue what the altitude is. It can't be terribly high up, but Alright, so that worked out good. So now the next set is running. That should help us out, and this should actually help us accelerate farther. We're still not terribly high, but it should give us enough speed to carry us through and get us out of the way. So that's the main goal. Right now it's just before sunrise, and we're going to run towards 90 degrees. So that's the optimal time, give or take. You know, we're not being scientific about it. We're roughing it. All right. Get rid of those. All right. So that's still going to be slow, but it'll be quite a bit better. There we go. Yeah, it's a whole 5 frames per second now, but that's okay. That's okay. So hopefully this will work out pretty good. But the goal is we'll turn towards 90. Hopefully we should burn. We won't stop burning until we show an intercept to Eve. At that point we'll stop, and so this will be a continual, burn towards continual arc, I guess. We won't stop burning. You know, we're not going to orbit. We're just going to. We've timed everything so that we don't have to build up an orbit, basically, and then transfer from that orbit, which may not be the most ideal, but hopefully it'll work out. Whoop! Gotta get rid of those guys. Okay. Happened fast enough. Okay, so we're going to slow down a little bit, but we should be able to overcome it just through sheer speed and height. So we're mostly out of the atmosphere. Gravity is diminished, and so we actually are slowing down. However, we shouldn't lose too much speed. Before we know it, we should be all right. So it looks pretty good. Still spinning. We're not going to worry about that. Let's see what we look like here. Yeah, see, we're real close to our apoapsis, which basically means we don't really want to start turning so soon. And let's see here. Now we're going to start speeding up in a second here. So we lost quite a bit of speed, but hopefully it's not going to be anything that's going to bother us, and we'll have enough to go through. I'm starting to wonder if these, they don't burn fuel fast enough, basically. Like, they're very efficient, but they don't give us enough, instantaneous thrust. If that makes any sense. Like, they're providing more thrust per gallon of fuel than these guys do, but they don't, they're not pushing us out there like we need to be. That's what I'm wondering about, because it's, we're not really gaining, but so, which is fine, because that's kind of expected of these things. I've not really used these. I've not done any experiments on them, so this is kind of an experiment in itself. So we'll see how this works out. And it looks pretty looks all right. Looks like we're speeding up. And so that's going to be, I'm going to just start moving towards 90. Not much, just a little. 2, 3, 1, 90. Oops. 90, there we go. Still spinning, it's not a big deal. We're just trying to get our arc going. So that's looking good. The reason why I'm waiting so long is because we're traveling quite slowly. And since we're traveling slowly, in fact, I think we should have another set of tanks. We're getting almost out of tanks. We're down to our last tank and a half on this side here, on these outer ones here. So that's going to be a bit of an issue, is that speed, getting that speed up. Like I said, we should be sipping fuel out of these. If I'm right about my theory about them, as what I'm thinking about them right now. But if they, whoops, is that it for those guys? That's it for those guys. That's it for those guys. So we're actually losing speed. So we are not going to be able to make it out of orbit with this. It just does not have the pressure, power. And you can see, yeah, it's barely using that at all. So there's nothing really I can do right now to save this. Nothing really at all. It's sort of a good, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's sort of a good experiment, I guess. Literally, I can't burn straight up to save, to bring myself high enough. Yeah, so we're going to end up landing in the sea, which tells me that I need to do something different. Either I need to totally replace these guys, or I need to move these guys up to, like, so they're hanging off of one of these. Because these are just, I mean, they're still burning from it, but there's so much weight up there. We're still going up. Actually, we're going to be accelerating here, but the problem is we're going to hit our apoapsis really quickly here. So the only thing I can really do is to actually just turn and burn upright, which I don't think is very good. As it is right now, the way we're going through fuel, I think 90. Oop. Stop being so precise. The way I think we're going through fuel, we've been burning for quite a while. It's sort of like these smaller ones, but they're more power. Not the smaller ones, the landing smaller ones, but they're more powerful. So we're actually accelerating. So I'm gonna try. We're gonna see what happens. We're actually on the downward of this, so we're actually going down, aren't we? Yeah. So that's why we're speeding up. The reason why we're speeding up is not because they're more powerful. The reason why is because we're falling. So I guess we won't try this out. I'm gonna think about this. Like, these are they're just burning and burning and burning, but they're not burning fast enough, essentially. So I'm gonna have to get rid of a lot of my rocket, or just replace these all together. I'm gonna try replacing them all together and see what happens. Well, I guess that means I'll be back. Alright, here are the changes. I still have one of those silly little rockets in there, but it's actually in a single stack, surrounded by 8 more solids, and I'm actually using large external fuel tanks. Get out of that way. Get all that junk out of there. So we'll see this time what happens, how it works out, how it looks. I may have to move it away from the launch pad tower again. Rockets are getting bigger. Let's see how that looks. Rotate. Uh-oh. That won't work. That will not work. All right. That's so loud in my ears. Oh, that's so loud in my ears. Oh, why were you so loud in my ears? Oh my goodness. Why did you do that to me? Oh, that's brutal. All right. Let's see here. How do we do this? I want to move it. Okay, launch pad's that way, so if I move it this way, it should work, right? Just that way. That should work, right? Yeah, I know that. I know the debris there. I was there. It was ugly. I don't want to talk about it. And I want to cough in the microphone. Well, that moved not exactly the way I was expecting, but that should clear it anyway. Alright. So we'll just wait for the game to initiate. Same time as before. Game just crashed. Give it a sec. We'll give it a second. Come on, you can do it. Do that math. Do that math. Oh my gosh! Scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're still exploding. In stereo, no less. What? Whoa, my gosh, it's raining. It's raining parts. It's raining. It is raining failure on me. Why did you feel you had to explode? Okay. Structural linkage between fuel tank and another fuel tank. Decoupler. And then lots of explosions. As everything hit. Yeah, somebody died. That was a bad deal. It's... I don't know what happened. And then did these pieces just fall over? Those pieces fell over. Gosh. What happened? It just was just like, no, we're gonna fall apart now. We don't want to be together anymore. Is this a matter of just more of these structural things? Why do you want to kill the Kerbals? Why? I don't even know what to fix on it. It's really quite straightforward. Alright. You know, succeed once, blow them up again. Everybody plug your ears. Get ready for it to happen. I should probably turn my volume down. Where's my volume knob? Oop, bump the thing. That way. Please don't hurt me when you blow up. Please don't hurt me when you blow up. Okay, got a little bit of a crash there. Windows is crashing because there's probably a lot of math going on with this explosion. A lot of math. Not a lot of chunks everywhere. Oh, I can save him. I can save him. I can save Adney. Yes, I have saved Adney. Why? Why did you blow up? Look at all those bits. It's just chunks everywhere. Gosh, this is worse than an original Chinese rocket. Where's the village to fall on? Gosh, that is awful. Alright. Well, first you don't explode. Try and explode again. Alright, I've reverted back to the old rocket. Switched out the highly efficient but very slow parts for faster parts that are less efficient, but nonetheless. Nothing to it but to do it. Go, rocket, go. Go, frame rate, go. So off we're going. Who knows what's going to happen? But that's okay. That's the fun of the game. When things explode and you don't make it, you just learn, you try again. You come up with a theory. You test that theory. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Who cares if it doesn't work out? But we're doing pretty good, and hopefully the fuel will hold out. I have used that big tank on the side thing before, and it's kind of a fun little thing to do. Oop. Next one, there we go. But you know, if you like it, then you can use it. If you don't, then you don't. The problem is the launch pad is just way too small for that kind of a thing. So it makes it, you know, fairly difficult, but it's a good try. So this is working pretty good. You get a low frame rate. By the way, there is a mod out there that's kind of neat. It when your frame rate drops, it makes the game run in slow motion. So your computer basically, the reason why it's running slow is it's not a graphics thing. It's all the different parts in this rocket. There's short of 500 parts in this rocket, and they're all having an effect on each other. They're all pushing on each other, and they're all twisting against each other. And so when the rocket's pushing up, it's got to do all that math through everything else. Okay, that's those. Those are gone. See, we're traveling much faster now. We're continuing to select. So this is gonna work much better. This is still busted, but I don't totally need it. 30 kilometers up. Looks pretty good. Got a little bit of a runny nose. So that looks pretty good. I really do wish that did work. But we're gonna continue on. Okay, so we're in a place where we can start orbiting. Lock that at 90. Oops, go back over. 90. Start looking at the map view. I got rid of a lot of those parts. So you notice when the parts go away, yeah, we need to start really cutting over. The game starts running faster, and it's because the physics of it all is the hardest part of the math. So that's why. Come on, go to 90. 90. 90. There we go. All right. So that's why that issue is there with larger rockets. It's not because the rocket's big. It's because it's made out of many parts. So I think one of the things the developers may end up doing in the future to actually help that out, in sort of a cheaty way, not really a cheating way, but sort of a cheaty way, and those are done, is they can actually make longer parts. And so this one tank here, instead of being two tanks, could actually be one tank, or whatever, just as sort of a shortcut, so all the pieces aren't pushing against each other, and that'll simplify the math. But anyway, that's just a basic idea. So we're continuing on. Normally I would wait till apoapsis to burn a little more, but there's really no reason to. How are we doing on fuel? So we just went through one tank. So we have 3 tanks more. This is actually what I actually need. All these, I need to get over 3,000 meters per second off the planet. Well over 3,000, almost 4,000. So this may be too much. This lander here, man, that's big. I feel like that's what I need to return. I'm not actually sure. I feel like it's what I need to return. Like I need to have something other than just a little tiny stack. But we'll have to see. And so I'm actually going to start burning more sideways. Whoa, not down. 89, 90. There we go. More sideways, a little bit more sideways. Still a tiny bit underpowered. You can see we're hitting the apoapsis, and that's not really where I want to be until I hit, I'm going a little faster. But we're getting pretty close to transfer speed, and that's 12, so I am down to my last few stacks. So it may be pretty tricky. May actually have to use some of this. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we're getting should be close to orbit. Yeah, that's getting close to orbit, and then we should be getting close to escape. So I'm going to start zooming out here a little bit. Yeah, and you can see my path here is going to take me across here and out this way. And if I travel this way, that's slower, and so that should bring me in toward Eve. How's my fuel? Oh, it's bad. That is bad. I need to bring that in, because I need to even escape. I'm going to need quite a bit more. It's going to be quite a bit more. Is that it for that? Yep. All right. Well, I guess I'm just going to use the rest of this. Right now, I just want to land. That's all I care about right now. And normally, really, what these should have been, these should be the efficient ones. However, since well, I don't really have those efficient ones. Oh, time to zoom out here. All right, so I'm actually going to continue slowly until hopefully it'll show intercept with Eve somewhere. somewhere on my paraapsis. Hopefully. Hopefully just as my paraapsis crosses the line, they'll say, oh, look, you're going to have an intercept. Come on. Come on. Show me an intercept. Show me an intercept. Oh, we're off plane. Look at that. Is Eve's not on the same plane? What? I thought, let's look. Here's the plane of Kerbal. Eve's not on the same plane. That's an issue. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did not realize that. I need to go towards 0. Let's see here. 0 would bring me up. Let's see here. 0. Yeah, 0 should be more upward. And of course I went the wrong way. Okay, let's go this way. At least the rocket turns fairly easily. Go this way. That away. Oh wait, that is right. That's 180. It's not 100. I can't read. There's the north line. That's what I want. All right. I thought Eve was on plane with it. But it is not. It most definitely is not. How's that working out? Is that doing the right way? What is that doing to my orbit? Is it shifting it? I can't tell what's going on. Ah! I don't think I actually do anything at this rate. Well, I'm just gonna play at full speed. We'll just see how it works out. Just to figure things out. I need to move faster though. Go faster. Go faster, time warp. See my intercepts. Actually, this intercept's pretty close, but I totally missed it. Oh my goodness, do you see that? I didn't even get close to it. That was awful. I don't think it was just because my paraapsis is pretty far in. I think it just did badly. So do I spend 9 years? I don't think so. Maybe I need to review my calculations